Martha enters the cellar carrying the jar which contains the disc that she hid. When Clark passes by, she quickly hides it. When he leaves, she starts burying the jar, but something from the ground enters her body. When she's in the kitchen, she starts coughing and then goes unconscious. Dr. Bryce believes she got infected by a toxin and will look at her blood first. Dr. Bryce says that Martha had an acute toxic reaction, but they don't know the source. She sent blood samples to Metropolis, but is concerned for her and the baby. Jonathan says that she can't have one, but the doctor replies that they've confirmed it. Bryce then tells Lex that she got a 3-year research offer at a prestigious hospital. The DCA arrives at the hospital and say that Martha's affected by an unknown toxin. The man then says that they have to investigate everywhere where Martha's come into contact, so Jonathan tells Clark to go to the ship. When he arrives at the cellar, we can see some green dust particles that make him cough. As they're bringing the ship to Pete's shed, Clark starts becoming dizzy and the car ends up in a ditch. Clark's weak, but the guys still manage to get it out, and just then the DCA pass by with sirens. The DCA is investigating everything at the farm. They then find something in the cellar and start digging. The man then asks them about the disc they found buried on the ground. Jonathan says he doesn't know about it, and Clark mentions that his mom was in there in the morning. Clark doesn't understand why Martha didn't tell them about the disc. Martha apologized for not telling about the baby. She was afraid that it wouldn't happen if she mentioned it. She then says that during the storm, the ship emanates some waves that probably cured her. When Jonathan asks her about the key, she said that she was afraid that if Clark used it on the ship, he would find out the truth of his origins and leave them. Lana visits Clark and consoles him. Clark becomes suddenly unwell and falls down the stairs. Dr. Bryce checks on Clark. Jonathan tells her that he was also exposed to the same toxin. When she wants to take his blood, he says she won't be able, but the needle easily pierces the steel skin. He then tells her that she has to do the blood test herself and not by anybody else. When she looks at the blood, she's surprised. Lex then comes in and asks about Martha, but he's told it's confidential. Chloe comes to visit Clark. She speaks to him whilst he's unconscious and then reads a letter of her love and feelings towards him. Clark then says Lana, and Chloe then leaves after being hurt. Jonathan says that Martha will not make it and he's going to get the ship and the key. He doesn't allow Clark to help. He then breaks into a military facility and manages to find the key in a room. As he's leaving, he's suddenly caught, but Clark appears to help him. As they're fleeing, the alarm goes off. They drive off with the truck and are chased. The military then catches up, but we then suddenly see Pete who's in the truck. Martha goes into a cardiac arrest and Jonathan then arrives with the ship. They put in the key and the ship floats. Martha's just pronounced dead, but just then, the ship begins to spread glowing waves of light. Martha suddenly wakes up feeling better. Clark's also better and the ship then glows down. We then see that Martha's child is healthy and Dr. Bryce calls it a miracle. She then asks them about Clark's blood and how she recovered. Jonathan says it is like she said, it is a miracle. We then see Lex meeting up with someone who gives him a file on Martha. Afterwards, Lex is waiting and as Bryce enters, he gifts her a key to the mansion and he wants her to move in to stay. Lana tells Chloe that she was afraid to see Clark when he was ill. As Chloe leaves, she finds a written letter to Clark. She realizes that Chloe still has feelings for him. Clark thanks Pete for helping him. He then also thanks Chloe for visiting him, but she takes off awkwardly. Lana tells Clark that what happened to him affected Chloe and herself. He means a lot to her, and some people are better with words than others, as she stares at Chloe.